Okay, here we go with this study guide review. Actually showing the board right now, the monitoring water quality, because I want to start off by reminding you of some of the stuff that was on here. This chart that's on here, total phosphorus, total nitrogen, and clarity depth, that chart will be on the test. It'll be the exact same chart. So be aware of the 4 ways we monitor or check water quality. That question will also be on the test. It's a little bit different than the review. This also helps me to make sure that our review is going to be proper direction in the movie theater style, like you're seeing it right now. So, 4 ways we monitor, check water quality. Water quality, measure how clear the water is when you look down. The deeper you can look into the water, the clearer the water is. Total phosphorus is a nutrient needed for the growth of all plants, including algae and aquatic plants. Total nitrogen is a measure of all forms of nitrogen found in a collected water sample. Nitrogen is also a necessary nutrient for the growth of plants, including algae and aquatic plants. When total nitrogen is low biological productivity can generally be expected, along with clearer water. And then pH measures the acidity or base of a liquid. Remember, pH goes from 1 on the low end, highly acidic. So a 1, a low number, is acidic. 7 is neutral. That's what we look for in our tap water. And 14 is the highest number on the scale. So 1 to 14. 1 is totally acidic, moving up through the acidity levels. 7 is neutral, and then on up to 14, moving through the basic levels. And 14 is the most basic. So that is what's going on there. I'm going to slide over to our actual study guide. I just realized today, as I was going through this, that the map on the back is a little difficult to read. It is easier to read on the quiz. But I also will make an effort to get a copy of the map up on the smartboard during class. So I already have answers filled in. I know a lot of times I do these as I go. How can a scientist measure the clarity of lake water? Looking down to see how far you can see. That's how we did it in class. Use a Secchi disc or other 2-color objects. You see Secchi depth mentioned here. That is what that hazmat symbol thing from the water clarity and pH of Loop Lake video from that series. That was a Secchi disc we were using. We just didn't actually use that word in class. Look at the table below to answer the following questions. So you don't have to do anything with this table. It's a Department of Natural Resources report. What 2 nutrients are being monitored in the lakes above? Phosphorus and nitrogen. According to the data above, which lake has the most clarity? 5 feet, 14 feet, 1.5 feet, 8 feet. It's going to be Green Lake. So if you're considering what these would look like on the test, clarity of lake water, that's possibly a 2-point question. This is obviously 2 points, 1, 2. It's a 1-point question. So I know some of you kind of look at it that way. I am aware that this drawing is difficult to read. It is easier to read on the actual test form. Triangle, circle, square. Tough to read right here in particular. The triangle is low phosphate, the circle is mid-level phosphate, and the squares are high phosphate. Wetlands, agriculture, and residential. Look at the map above. What human activity is causing high phosphate levels in Lake Walton? Well, we see that the triangle is going to be our high phosphate. So we got triangles coming down the river here, 2 farms right here. We got triangles all along the lake here. I know they're difficult to see, but they are there. We got a triangle up here. A farm, a farm, a farm, a farm. Agriculture. Look at the map above. Circle the area in Lake Walton that has the lowest phosphate levels. It's up here. And notice what they have. A wetlands. Low phosphate levels in the wetlands. That is an area, there's a farm here with a triangle, but we got 2 squares, lowest phosphate levels up here. So that is what we're looking at there. Wetlands naturally filter a clean water. If you're going to develop a wetlands around Lake Walton, where would you want to do it? Place an X where you would develop wetlands. I gave 2 possible options. They're both related to the ag. You could put one right here. I put this as option B. This is next to the big farm that is right on the lake. And we got high phosphate levels here, here, and here. These 2 farms are dumping phosphates into the river. They're flowing in. High phosphate levels here, here, and right at the mouth of the river. So I labeled this one A. Either one of those answers would be acceptable, in my opinion, and I am the one grading you, so consider that. Looking at A, why would I have put my X there? 2 farms dump many phosphates into the river, and wetlands should reduce phosphate levels. So if I put a wetlands right here, should help reduce those phosphate levels. Or if you put answer B, you do not need to put both for credit on the study guide. The farm right on Lake Walton produces many phosphates, and wetlands should reduce phosphate levels. So that's why I would put one here. I'd actually probably put it a little bit lower, but still in that area. What is something new you learned about monitoring water quality? This is actually an opinion question. I can't judge what you learned that was new, but you do need to answer something, even if you lie to me. We're getting an announcement, of course. Okay, I did pause it to get past the announcement so you don't actually hear it on the video here. This is an opinion question, but you could say pH, clarity, nitrogen levels, phosphate levels. Make sure you write in complete sentences. So your answer needs to be something like, so what is something new you learned about monitoring water quality? I learned that the pH level can affect the quality of water. So something simple like that. And then what is a question or something you wonder about monitoring the quality of water in a lake? This is looking at actually trying to do that questioning that we talked about on our second quiz. Again, it's an opinion question. So you can put something in like, I wonder how often should it be checked? It should be more of a complete sentence. I wonder how often water quality should be checked. I wonder how could water quality be improved? As a scientist, what tests are most useful to determine water quality? So you're looking at things like that. That is our review of the study guide.